to the next point. We should ensure that whatever we say is clear.
That means work is being done. We can see that it is in opposite direction.
Good day, my dear students at home. I'm glad to meet you once more under this platform of e-learning, where we reach you through radio and television. Today, we are going to continue with our class as usual. I'm Abbas Shehu by name, your commerce teacher. And the topic of our discussion today is known as division of labor and specialization. Division of labor and specialization. That's our topic of today. And under this topic, we intend to cover these areas. One, we will look at the meaning of division of labor. We'll look at advantages and disadvantages. Then we look at specialization. We look at types of specialization. We look at limitations to division of labor and specialization. Then number 6, we look at exchange. Number 7, we look at interrelationship that exists among production, specialization, and exchange. Then we'll go to summary. Then we have the last one, which is going to be your assignment. Number 1, meaning of division of labor. Division of labor is defined as the breaking down of production process into a number of separate operations. Breaking down of production process into a number of separate operations, whereby each operation is undertaken or performed by one person or group of persons. That's what we refer to as division of labor. Breaking down of production process into different components, different units, and each unit is taken or undertaken by a particular person or by a group of persons. It is the separation of tasks in an organization so that participants may specialize in their work. It gives participants, workers, to specialize on their tasks, on their works. That's talking about it is also the separation of work process into a number of tasks, and each task performed by a separate person. We have said that, or by a group of persons. It is the splitting of tasks into many or simple parts, and each part is taken by different person or different worker. So when you are asked, for example, to define division of labor, what you need to remember is it is a breaking down of production process into different parts, components, and each part or component is given or undertaken by a particular person or group of persons, as simple as A, B, C, D. Now we go to advantages of division of labor, because it has a lot of advantages as well as disadvantages. Now let's look at the first one. Advantages. Number 1, it leads to increase in production. Where work is divided into different parts and each is taken by a particular group, it leads to increase in terms of production, because it saves a lot of time. That's point number 2. It saves time as well. A work that is supposed to be done within 2 hours or more can be used within 1 hour, and that's all. Number 3, it leads to the development of a greater skills. By the time you continuously do one work every day, over and over, it will definitely lead to your increase in skills in terms of that particular work. Number 4, there is a large-scale production. That's a large-scale production. It leads to large-scale production. Not only increasing the production, but it leads into large-scale production, where we have production in large quantity. Number 5, it brings about lower unit costs. It brings about lower unit costs, because the number of people that are used will be less. And by the time you start to compare, to find out the unit cost of the goods produced, you will see it leads to a lower cost. The cost will be lower than when you employ many people. Number 6, it leads to specialization. Number 7, it prevents fatigue. You don't get tired. Number 8, it increases employment opportunities because people are specialized. And people, because they are specialized, are sought for areas where they can work. Number 9, it brings about development in terms of technology. It brings about development in terms of technology. Talking about the advantages, now we go to disadvantages of division of labor. Number 1, it leads to monotony or repetition. You get bored because you are doing one thing over and over again, every day, every time, instead of changing. Number 2, it leads to decline in craftsmanship. Number 3, there is a reduction in employment opportunities. Because when we talk about development in terms of technology, by the time we have development in terms of technology, of course, that may lead to employing less people. And by the time we have less people, the problem of unemployment will set in. Number 4, mobility of labor is difficult. Workers cannot be transferred from one work to another because they only specialize in doing one work. Number 5, there is the problem of interdependency. The problem of interdependency increases because everyone depends on the other. If the other one is not there, you have to wait until he is back before you can continue your work, because that is what we call interrelationship between the work you are doing. Then we go to the next one, which is talking about specialization. We are done with division of labor, where we have discussed the meaning, advantages and disadvantages. Now we go to specialization because these two are connected. If you remember when we're talking about advantages of division of labor, we talk about leading to specialization. Now, what is specialization? It is defined as the concentration of the productive effort of an individual, a firm, or a country in a given aspect of economic activity, or on a particular line of production in which it has the greatest advantage over others. When we're talking about specialization, we're not talking about only individual. We're talking about individuals, we're talking about firms, we're talking about countries that will specialize, concentrate on one particular aspect of production and become specialized over other aspects, that they are not all that good. They concentrate on an aspect that they are good in to build on, so that they leave other aspects for others to concentrate and build on too. Now, it can also be defined as the process of concentrating on and becoming expert in a particular subject or skill. In a particular subject or skill. And that's why when we're talking about international trade, we talk about comparative advantage, where a country specializes in a particular production and leave other aspects for other countries to specialize on, so that there is what you call international trade, so that people can buy from what I specialize on and buy from what they specialize on. It is a method of production whereby an entity focuses on the production of a limited scope of goods to gain a greater degree of efficiency. To gain a greater degree of efficiency, because specialization leads to efficiency. It helps in efficiency. Wherever there is specialization, we expect efficiency. Now we talk about types of specialization. And we have 4 here to discuss. Number 1 is by process. Specialization by process. Then we have specialization by sex, specialization by products, geographical or territorial specialization. These are the 4 types of specialization that we have. Number 1 is specialization by process. This is the type of specialization in which a production process is divided into different operations, into different stages, and each worker or firm or country concentrates on one of such operation. Simple. Then we have the second one, which is specialization by sex. This is the type of specialization in which certain kinds of occupations are exclusively either for males or for females, as dictated by customs or tradition of a particular group of people, where certain traits are left in the hands of males or females. Like this trait, it is only men that specializes on, or women, so on and so forth. We classify this or call this specialization by sex. Number 3 is the one that we call specialization by product. This is the type of specialization in which a producer concentrates on the production of a particular commodity, just one commodity. I will specialize on this, others will go and specialize on other commodities, but mine is on one commodity. I want to perfect myself here so that I will produce this commodity and produce it in the best possible way. And the last one we have is geographical or territorial specialization. And this is the type of specialization in which certain geographical region or territory specializes in the production of a particular commodity. This is talking about a particular location, that a particular area is allowed to specialize in terms of production of a particular goods or service. Then others too will find one particular commodity and concentrate on that and then become expert in that. It's talking about geographical locations, place to place. Let's talking about that. Now we talk about limitations to division of labor and specialization. Limitations to division of labor and specialization. There are limitations as far as division of labor is concerned, as far as specialization is concerned. Number 1 is the size of market. It is the size of the market that will make you to concentrate in production of one thing or the other. It is the size of market that will allow specialization, for example, to be based on geographical location, based on sex, so on and so forth. Then the nature of the product will equally determine, will serve as a factor in terms of determining whether there is going to be division of labor or not, whether there's going to be specialization or not. There are certain goods that you cannot divide them into parts and then each part taken by a particular person, or each part is specializing on that particular aspect. Then, of course, level of technology determine whether there's going to be division of labor. Sometimes you may get a machine that can do the work of several people instead of dividing the work and sharing the work into different workers. Availability of capital. Do you have the capital to even engage people that you can specialize, that you can make them specialize on different parts, or you can just get few that will do the work of several people? So your capital, the availability of capital matters in this case. Then the availability of labor. Do you have the people that can work, that you can even divide work, the production process into different parts? Do you have the workforce that can do so? That's another factor. Then government policy. If government policy is not in favor of a country specializing in one particular product, then of course there's no way they can concentrate on one particular product. Then we have the development of commercial sector. Is the commercial sector developed? Where it is developed, then you can have division of labor, you can have specialization. But where it is ignored, then you cannot have such. Then we go to the next thing, which is talking about exchange. Exchange. We talk about division of labor, where goods are made. We talk about specialization, where goods are produced efficiently. After goods are produced, the next thing is what? Is to exchange the goods. Sell the goods. And by the time you're selling the goods, you are sending the goods because something is going to be given to you in return. So exchange is the process of giving out the value giving out the value of a particular item in order to have something of value in return. You give your goods, you collect money. Or the buyer gives money and collects goods. So that's what you call exchange, giving out of a value thing in return, in collecting a value thing in return. Now we go further to look at the relationship between or among production, specialization, and exchange. Exchange is often regarded as a product of specialization and production. We have mentioned this. Exchange can only take place where goods are produced. Where goods are produced. Where goods are produced and produced efficiently using specialization. That's where you talk about exchange. That's where somebody sees the goods that you produce and begin to give you something in return. Give you something to collect in return. They are related in the sense that production, which is the creation of goods and services, can greatly be enhanced when the processes are broken into stages performed by different people. The division of labor and specialization leads to mass production. Remember when we were talking about advantages of division of labor, we talk about bringing or leading to increase in terms of production. Not only that, we talk about leading in terms of having large-scale production. So where we have division of labor, where we have specialization, goods will be produced in mass, and by the time they are produced in mass, exchange will take place. Many people will buy, and by the time people are buying, of course, the seller is giving the goods, in return collecting prizes or money in their place. I was talking about what we have for you today. Before we conclude, let's look at briefly what we were able to discuss in this short period of our time. We were able to discuss the division of labor, where we say it's the breaking down of processes, a production process into different parts, and each part undertaken by a particular worker or group of workers. And it is done not only in terms of individuals, but individuals do so, firms do so, and of course countries engage in division of labor because of its advantages, which we have talked about. We talk about the advantages of division of labor, and we talk about the disadvantages. Then we equally talk about what we mean by specialization. We talk about the types of specialization. We talk about limitations to division of labor and specialization. Then we talk about what exchange is and the relationship between exchange or amongst production, division of labor, production, specialization, and exchange. These are what we were able to cover as far as this class is concerned. Now there is a need for us to give you an assignment as usual. The assignment we have for you is just here. Number 1A, what is specialization? Number 1A, what is specialization? Number 1B, list any 5 limitations of division of labor and specialization. Again, number 1B, list any 5 limitations of division of labor and specialization. Number 2, state any 3 advantages and 3 disadvantages of division of labor. Again, state any 3 advantages and 3 disadvantages of division of labor. These are the questions that we have for you for your assignment. Again, number 1A, what is specialization? Number 1B, list any 5 limitations of division of labor and specialization. Number 2, state any 3 advantages and 3 disadvantages of division of labor. That's just the assignment for you. For your references, you can contact the following books. Number 1, Essential Commerce for Senior Secondary Schools by O.A. Longe. Essential Commerce for Senior Secondary Schools by O.A. Longe. Number 2, Comprehensive Commerce for Senior Secondary Schools by J.U. Anyele. Comprehensive Commerce for Senior Secondary Schools by J.U. Anyele. These are for your reference purposes. Now, for your assignment, as usual, you can contact us through these numbers. Before that, I would like to use this opportunity to appreciate several of you, my dear students, for constantly responding to the questions which I always give you. I appreciate you all. You are too numerous for me to mention your names. But I really appreciate, or rather, we really appreciate your effort, and that is giving us hope that yes, by the time you come to our exams, you will write the exams and write the exams very well. Please keep it up. So you can contact us through these numbers after you finish your assignment. As usual, number 1, my name, which is Abbas Shehu, on 081 001 27508. Again, Abbas Shehu on 081 001 27508. And my other colleague, Yari Zakaria, on 080 656 94134. Yari Zakaria on 080 656 94134. Stay home, stay safe, and keep learning. Coronavirus, by the grace of God, will one day be a history. We will live to overcome it by God's grace. And remember to always pray, because prayers is the most powerful thing to do. Thank you very much and have a wonderful time.